Hello everyone, I've got a bit of a shorter video for this time where I want to briefly discuss the character of Durin. I realized that I haven't been talking about Durin that much lately, which is quite surprising for me given that he is one of the most significant releases that Hoyoverse has ever made for Genshin Impact, because this is a character that has existed since pretty much the game came out in version 1.2 with Dragonspine. On top of that, I don't currently have immediate plans for a proper lore theory or lore analysis of Durin, because my upcoming videos are going to be... I have one lore video that is going to be coming out for Sutervoinen, the Voyager, where I discuss who she is and her origins and the lore surrounding her. In addition to two videos about Rerir, one will be a historical analysis and the other will be a lore analysis. And finally, the upcoming video, the one after this one, is going to be a recap of the Amphorius finale with Cyrene and Phynon and the Chrysos Air. So I'm gonna use this opportunity to yap about Durin. Without further ado, let us begin. Oh, actually, hold on. We already have something to talk about. So this scene at the very beginning of his trailer is the exact same office, I guess we can call it office or writing station, that Anya had in Simulanka, where the heroes go to heal the evil dragon Durin, the toy version of course, not the one on Dragonspine, after which we end up in this location where Anya wrote the story of Simulanka, and it is also going to be used based on the livestream that Hoyoverse had for version Luna 3. It is also going to be used in Durin's story quest, where Alice is going to meet the Traveler and Durin over there.
It's hard not to envy the characters in a fairy tale.
Okay, so this is a very cool transition. You obviously have Anya's quill descending into the paper.
It's hard not to envy the characters
the moment the
in a
quill hits the paper, you can see that it transforms into Durin. This is, of course, a metaphor for Anya's writing being given life in the form of Durin through the work of Albedo.
Always turning fate on its head and getting there happily ever after.
And it is also a direct allegory for Anya writing life itself, the story that gave life to Durin eventually.
These are tales where even lost souls can find their way back to the light, where pain and misfortune can be cured with a simple wish.
I'm pretty sure Hoyoverse's writers are using this scene with the quill transforming into Durin and giving him life through the paper as a metaphor for their characters being given life through the game and stuff like that, because I have seen them talk about this stuff before in previous dev discussions and previous live streams, where they say that they imagine that their characters are given life through the stories they portray in their games.
On its head and getting...
Now, whether that is a marketing strategy or they genuinely believe that, we don't really know, but it could be a mixture of both.
They're happily ever after. These are tales where even lost souls can find their way back to the light, where pain and...
Of course, another very cool transition. We first have the starry sky of Simulanka, which is of course not a real starry sky, it is within the of Anya, and it transforms
pain and
into the evil Durin, the Durin of Humus, the one that Rhindaughter created. Of course, the playable Durin is not the same Durin of Humus that Rhindaughter made. This is why Durin calls Rhindaughter aunt and not mother. His true mother is Anya.
Misfortune can be cured with a simple wish.
Also, I'm pretty sure the one narrating this trailer is Anya as well.
And all the twists and turns become nothing more than a footnote in an otherwise perfect ending.
So, of course, what is being portrayed here, first of all, I think there is some reference to the fall of Lucifer, with Durin falling from the heavens. Here, take a look. You have Durin falling from the starry sky of the heavens, and the stars are quite similar to this illustration of the fall of Lucifer by the painter Gustave Doré. So it might be a reference to that painting as well. Durin does have some Luciferian themes. Now, of course, do keep in mind that Lucifer is not actually This is a very common misconception. Lucifer is not actually a character from the Bible. His existence is a misunderstanding or misinterpretation of a translation of the Bible, the Latin translation of the Greek New Testament and Old Testament as well, where the Latin term Lucifer, which means lightbringer, was a moniker that the prophet Isaiah used in order to reference King Nebuchadnezzar II. So the character of Lucifer is certainly far more mythological than it is theological. In fact, it is pretty much not theological whatsoever. That is a common misconception that exists within both secular, Christian, and other religious communities, where they believe that Lucifer is the devil or a fallen angel that became the devil. However, even if Lucifer does not exist within the context of the Bible as a unique character, he is still a very interesting, I guess, archetypal character that was later developed in the novel of Paradise Lost. And we can very much draw interesting correlations between that character of the mythological character of Lucifer within Paradise Lost and other extract mythologies, and what the writers of Hoyoverse use with both the Primordial One, the Travelers, and it seems Durin as well, because the fall of Durin here seems to mimic the fall of Lucifer. As I said, the stars presented in the sky over here, it's funny because if you look at it, he's falling from the sky in a very similar manner to the way Lucifer is depicted in Gustave Doré's illustration or artwork. However, the camera angle is different, where we are seeing the fall from Lucifer's or from Durin's perspective, rather than being onlookers looking at Lucifer falling from the illustration. Regardless, the stars used here are not only similar to what we can see in the illustration of Gustave Doré, but they are also, of course, a reference to how the Anya's Durin, the dragon from Simulanka, wanted to capture the stars in the sky because his mother told him to do so. In addition to all of this, the fight between the dark Durin over here and the normal Durin that we are going to be playing is a reference to the fact that Durin has two forms. In his playable version, he's going to have a dark form and a light form, and both of them do different things. The light form is more supportive, still does damage, but more supportive, and the dark form focuses on melt and vaporize and personal single-target damage. He's ulting.
But you, my child, born under a pen, why should your fate not transcend these pages?
See how smart this is? This trailer is full of artistic references. Take a look. So Durin throws his evil half, the struggle. This is, of course, a reference to the struggle between his good half, his more human-ish half, and his evil half from the remnants of Rhine-Daughter's Durin, since Albedo, of course, used the core of Rhine-Daughter's Durin's heart in order to create a heart for our playable Durin. So he yeets him into the sky, they fight in the clouds.
But you, my child...
And then, from the alchemical matrix of Albedo, he falls from the heavens back into the earth.
Born under a pen, why should your fate not transcend these pages? So, you seek to offer him a different outcome? As long as I still have enough time. Don't worry, we'll all help. Daring indeed.
So, three things to mention here. First of all, we see Durin falling into the water, and the reflection of the water is something that has been used in Genshin so many times. Of course, the astrologists of the Crimson Moon Dynasty, this is our earliest mention of the idea that they peered into the starry sky, which was like the reflection of water, and saw the true fate of the world. Barbeleth later quotes the same thing, and Colombina even references this idea that through the reflection of the water, you can see the truth of the world. And of course, water is in a sense within the world building of Genshin Impact, not only likened to the abyss, but it is also likened to the starry sky, the sea of stars that the kingdom of Khaenri'ah would always talk about.
So,
And this is very relevant because one of the creators of Durin, at least the original Durin, was Reindotter, who was an alchemist from the Eclipse Khaenri'ah dynasty.
you seek to offer him a different outcome? As long
The one who mentions this right here is Barbeleth, and then Anya responds, and then the last one is going to be Alice.
as I still have enough time. Don't worry, we'll all help.
Daring indeed. But then again, the most worthwhile experiments always are.
And this one is Reindotter, the one who just said the most... Here, take a look.
Then again, the most worthwhile experiments always are.
So that is Reindotter, and here we see... So the conversation is between... The first one is Barbeleth, followed by Anya, followed by Alice, and then Reindotter. And finally, we can see Albedo completing his magnum opus, his great work, which is Durin. The creation of a new life. And of course, here we can see Rubedo, red, the Philosopher's Stone, the final stage of the Alchemical Magnum opus, and it is the heart of Durin. Oh, and I did not notice this while watching. So the heart is red, right? And he's coming out of the alchemical matrix. However, his story, the story of his life, remember, because the quill fell into the paper at the very start of the trailer, right over here. The quill falls into the paper and becomes Durin. And then when you take a look once again at Anya writing the story of his life, the heart is red, but the story is golden. Citrinitas. This trailer is so well done, man. It is so well done. It is so well done in terms of artistic expression. That is what I'm trying to say. And the animations are also good.
Witness my great undertaking.
I mean, this puts into perspective the great undertaking, the magnum opus that Albedo was able to achieve by forging a written character in the form of Simulanka's Durin, using the core of the heart of Reindotter's Durin of Ehumus into a new life in the form of a draconic Homunculus.
Witness my great undertaking.
And thus, Anya's Durin becomes alive. Oh, also, holy shit, I should have said this at the start of this video. Whenever I say Anya, people get confused and are like, who the hell is Anya? She is Anders' daughter, or Anders' daughter, the mage who wrote the story of Simulanka and who indeed wrote several of the stories we see in Genshin Impact. Like, for example, the book called The Feline Firm, which I said I'm gonna make a video about a very long time ago, and don't worry, I still have the script for that. And also, the Boar Princess are written by Anya Andersdotter. Her full name is Anya M. Andersdotter, where M most likely stands for Maria. So Anya Maria Andersdotter, which is a reference. By the way, for those of you who might be wondering, how do I know it's Maria? Or how do I strongly suspect it is Maria? That's because Anya Maria Andersdotter, or Anya M. Andersdotter, is a reference to a writer called Hans Christian Andersen. Her entire name is just a feminized version of his name. So Hans, the feminized version would be Anya, and then Andersson would become Andersdotter, while Christian, well, Christian is of course a reference to Christos. That would be Jesus Christ, the God of Christianity, one of the three persons of the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And if Hans Andersen is called Hans Christian Andersen, well, who is the mother of Christianity? If we get a feminized version of Christos, that would be Maria, because Maria comes from Miriam, which is the Hebrew name of the Virgin Mary, and that is the mother of Jesus Christ, who is Christos, from which Christianity is derived from. Thus, Hans Christian Andersen, Anja Maria Andersdotter. Now, Hans Christian Andersen was a very popular children's fairy tale author, and a lot of his stories have been referenced in Genshin in one way, shape, or form, sometimes through Anja Maria Andersdotter, other times independently. And one of the main stories that Genshin uses from Hans Christian Andersen is The Steadfast Tin Soldier, which tells of a tin soldier that falls in love with a ballerina toy. In Genshin, there is a child who met Scaramouche a long time ago, back when he was, well, actually this was before he became Kunikozushi, back when he was a nameless puppet, and told him a version of Hans's Steadfast Tin Soldier, where the soldier's body eventually burns to ashes, leaving behind a tiny crystalline heart. This is important because Scaramouche not only parallels the Traveler in terms of his character, but he is also very closely connected to the current Durin, the playable one, as he is the hero who saved Anya's Durin from his dejection back in Simulanka, allowing for Albedo to forge him a proper heart and a proper body. And when it comes to Reindotter, she is his aunt because she is like, not an actual aunt, but she is like a sister within the coven of the Hexenzirkel to Anya, and Nicole and Alice and Barbeleth. You can see Alice's daughter over here, Klee, whom I hope is her biological daughter because I'm tired of alchemical creations or other types of creations, and I'm pretty sure...
It's done.
Oh, they're cooking fish.
We just gotta finish it before Master...
Wait, I just realized what's happening. So, Klee... Hold on, let me show you. So, Klee... he's teaching Durin to blow up fish in Cider Lake. That's so funny.
It's done.
Oh, yay! We
Okay.
just gotta finish it before Master Jean sees.
That's why she's scared that Master Jean would see. I did not notice this while watching the trailer the first time, because if Jean sees, she's gonna realize that they blew up the fish in the cider. So now Durin has another guy to blow up the lake with. Sorry, I said Durin, I meant Klee, my bad. So anyway, yeah, very good trailer. The character of Durin is going to be probably one of the best characters to come out in Genshin for a very long time, only from a narrative perspective, because he is the magnum opus, the great work of Albedo, the great work of alchemy, but also because, well... he's really strong, like really, really strong. And I'm now considering, the thing is, I was saving for Colombina and Varka to get their constellations, but now I am strongly, like really strongly considering getting Durin and his weapon, because good lord, this character is so good. He works in so many teams, and he's not one of those versatile characters where he works in so many teams, but there's always a better replacement. He's very, very good in so many teams. And that makes him a very valuable unit to pull and have. Also, he looks cool. The only disappointment I have with him is that he does not fly with his wings. Even, here's the thing, he did not necessarily need to have an exploration ability type of flying, but at least have him glide using his wings. That sucks. Regardless, though, exploration is not the end-all be-all for units within Genshin. Of course, again, I talked about this just a few seconds ago. Durin's kit is extremely potently powerful. He's going to be probably a very staple character in the future of Genshin, and he's likely to get future units with him. Now, the thing is, if Durin works with Varka, which we have absolutely no clue if he does, by the way, this is completely speculation, and the reason I say this is because he also shreds animal resistance in his light form. This is complete speculation. If he does, then he might be a worthwhile pull for me. He is technically already a worthwhile pull because of how good this character is. He's really strong, trust me, he is. He's really good. But I'm not sure if I should say for Colombina or Varka or just pull for him. If he's good with Varka, we'll see. I'm really, really tempted. He's already one of the best characters in terms of lore and also in terms of gameplay. So anyway, good luck for anyone who is gonna get Durin, including me probably. I'm most likely going to get him as well. I already have like 50k, more than 50k actually. I think I have like 60k pulls. So I will probably get him and his weapon and save the rest for Colombina and Varka. But anyway, thank you all for watching. As I said, my upcoming videos are going to be proper lore videos for Rerir, 2 for Rerir, 1 historical, 1 for analysis of the lore itself within Kandria. And then the others are going to be 1 for the Voyager, whom we call Sutervoinen, that we don't know if that's her actual name. And then finally, the one you can expect right after this video, an analysis of the finale of Amphorius. As always, a huge thanks to everyone who supports this channel on Patreon, and thank you all for watching till here. For now, I've been My Name for Now, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.